Hello. Just went live. I wasn't expecting that. I thought there was going to be another button for me to press. I was hoodwinked. So, hi. How are you doing? Hey, Mandy Moo. Mandy Moo. Hi, Claire. You know, I don't have any... Oh, hi, Ness. Nice to see you live. So, boobs look uneven. Let's sort that out. There we go. Hi, Julie. Why? Why are they uneven? This is my top tip. This is my top tip for engagement and captivating content. Adjust your breasticles for a good 5 minutes at the beginning of a live stream. Just jiggle your tits for 5 minutes and then all the amazing people show up, as you can see. Quite honestly, I really don't even know what I'm here to talk about. They're pretty fabulous, aren't they? They're all real, baby. They're all mine. All mine. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm here to talk about, to be honest. But I started to notice that I had just not gone live in ages. And then when I started to think about, I'd like to go live today, I got all in my head like, I need to have something valuable to say. I need to have something valuable to share. And then I realised that's bullshit. And actually, I'm the value, baby. Me and my random chaotic vibes. Something I have been thinking about, though. There's always something. I always have something good to say. This is one of the things that I have been speaking to about with my content incubator ladies. I've been encouraging them to adopt the belief and embody the belief. I always have something good to say. So you can take that. That is a gold fucking nugget right there as it is. So Nolly Nugs, you're welcome. But when you truly believe that you always have something good to say, it doesn't actually matter what comes out because you're in the frequency of what I'm about to say is going to be fucking life-changing and gold. Welcome. Welcome, and you are welcome. So, in the spiritual community and in the coaching industry, there's a lot of talk about the masculine and the feminine. And I have always kind of had some uncomfortable... I don't know, I've always had a level of discomfort with this idea that we have to be so fucking binary about how we live our lives, or the fact that any of our actions can so easily be categorized into, well, that's a very masculine thing, or that's a very feminine thing. And I think something that I've really noticed is I'm less interested. I'm just going to say what actually wants to come out my mouth. Which is, I don't really give a fuck about whether people think I'm masculine or whether people think I'm feminine, because what does it even matter? And when people need you, and when we then need ourselves for some reason to fit into this generic box, to make ourselves more palatable or more easy to understand for people, then effectively we're only ever going to attract people into our world who need things to be really binary and easy to understand. And I don't think I am binary or easy to understand. I mean, in terms of sexuality or like gender identity, yes, I guess I am quite binary in that respect. But in terms of energetics, when we're talking about masculine, feminine energetics, I mean, I get it. I get that there's giving and there's receiving and there's structure and there's flow. And it's really easy for people to break that down and be like, oh, well, yeah, you're in your masculine right now. You're in your masculine. You need to be more in your feminine. And I think I've spent like the last 18 months, maybe 2 years, so in my head about trying to navigate how people, or like how I perceive myself and how other people perceive my energy, and whether I'm like, you know, if they come into my world, am I going to make them like do loads of stuff and push and force and no, I'm actually not. I'm just very go at times, but I'm also a complete fucking sloth laying back, like, oh, sacral life, having many baths and laying in the sunshine, doing very little for large periods of time. And anytime I think we try and curate the way that we are, the way that we show ourselves in order to be perceived by people in a certain way, we're totally out of our own alignment. And so for me, if I was to look at me from the outside, I'd be like, fucking hell, like, she lifts weights, she hits stuff a lot, but then she also seems to be like super feminine in like the way that she's quite leaned back and loves having baths and is very sacral and talks about sensuality. And to me, that would just be, wow, what a multifaceted, multidimensional, juicy human being. So the idea that I have spent any time worrying, thinking, not worrying, I don't really worry, that's such a lie, but, you know, even like thinking about, I wonder if this is too masculine. I wonder if I'm in my feminine enough. I just think it's bullshit. And I get that it helps people understand certain concepts and it gives people like an internal marker of, oh, maybe I'm like too in my masculine, I'm too pushing, I'm too forcing. But whenever we're looking at things from like in a black and white, this or that perspective, to me, it either way, it pulls us away from our center. Do you get me? Play with me, talk to me. Let's go. Let's have a conversation about this. It's very easy to just sit back and like listen to me talk. I know that. So talk to me. Is this landing with you? Do you get what I'm saying about, yes, I understand that systems and structures and things like masculine, feminine, this or that, systems or energetics, like whenever we look at things like as this or that, energy moving because, you know, always integrating as I talk. Whenever we look at things as this or that, we immediately take ourselves out of the I am. We immediately take ourselves out, almost like outside of our own body, and we're like looking in on ourselves. I often chastise myself being too masculine, but what is too anything? Yes, exactly, Mandy. I love that. I had this, it makes me, there's like some emotion behind this because I had a big like dropping in this morning. I recorded a meditation for my content incubator ladies around connecting with the sacral, because we're all in that particular container. We're all mani-gens and generators, so we've all got defined sacral and we've all got sacral authority. So I did a meditation for them this morning around really connecting in with our sacral and letting our desires be the thing that guides us. And in order to do that, we've really got to connect in with what is our desire. Like, what feels good to me? When people have recommended to me, like, oh, you should do more like yin exercise. You should do more yoga. And I had people say it's not just one person. Like, I've had more than one person say to me, oh, you need to, you should really be incorporating more of this and more of this. And like, yeah, I get that it's important to stretch my body. And I do stretch every single time I exercise. And I use my massage gun and I do all the recovery and all of the things, to ensure that I'm not just like, go, 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 go all the time. But the fact is, dudes, if it feels fucking good to you to be go, 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 please let yourself do it. Please let yourself do it. Please don't feel like you have to find this fucking balance, We could spend a lifetime trying to find balance and end up so fucking numb to life and heightened experience because we're so busy making anything that isn't just like, just like flow and we can make that, all of that stuff so wrong. And it's like, no, life is in the ebbs and the flows, the highs and the lows. And it's in the juiciness of the emotion of being in our bodies, of being in our life. Particularly if you're a sacral, particularly if you're a generator or a mani-gen. If you're not feeling your life in your sacral, if you don't feel connected to your life, it's really hard to generate the energy to do anything. And I spent a long time feeling like, oh, I should be doing less. I should be doing less. I should be resting more. And sometimes, yes, sometimes resting is exactly what I need. But to force myself to rest when in fact my body is just like so in its flow. I remember a few years ago, a mentor said to me, you know, because I was doing a lot, I was like I was running, and then I was training Muay Thai, and I'm lifting, like basically like I do now, but I just don't give a fuck what anyone says now. I just do what I want, and you know, follow the plan and do the things, and it's having a great time. And you know, and there'll be some weeks where I don't do all of the workouts that I've got programmed for me because I'm like, actually my body was tired and I needed to rest. And the difference is I listened to my body. I didn't listen to some external source saying to me, oh, you know, you really should rest. You're gonna, you know, it's not good for your body to work out so much. And I'm like, but it's not like someone else can feel into your body and tell you what to do. Only you can make that decision. And I see so many people, and you know, in the portal as well, we've been talking recently, there's been some conversation around falling back in love with our bodies, falling back in love with movement and exercise, and allowing it to play a bigger part in our lives. And it's so fascinating to me because I realized the other day, 3 years ago, I've got a picture of me 3 years ago, and I'm like, who is that? I might even share it on the socials as like a, you know, this is who I was, this is who I am. And I always knew that this me was in there. And I have been calling in this me that is sitting here right now with this physical body, with this attitude to exercise, fitness, loving my body, you know, related. There is no fucking way I would have ever sat on a live stream in a sports bra and a pair of shorts with my midriff out. Never. In fact, the shorts I'm wearing are real short shorts, and they certainly would never have been worn. I didn't even wear shorts in the house because I hated... Ooh, all right, Hermie. Oh, here we go. Wait for it. Heinz likes to be involved in the conversation. But I had this realization this morning as I was making my coffee, because, you know, I'm always having the thoughts about all of the things. I had this realization this morning that I have been asking to be this person around my fitness, the way that I eat, the way I treat my body, the way I speak to myself about my body. You know, I have been asking myself for this version of me for as long as I can fucking remember. And as I was standing in the kitchen today, I was like, oh my God, it's me. Like, I'm her. I'm there. It's happening now. And it didn't just happen by accident, you know. And I think a lot of the stuff that we see in the coaching industry, in like people who, you know, who are doing any kind of energy work or self-development work, we see a lot of people like marketing the quick fix, or a lot of people saying you need to do this and then your income will, you know, times by this much. You need to do this and then your body weight will just completely, like all the excess weight will just drop off your body and blah, blah. And it's like, okay, so maybe you will get some rapid results to start with. And as much as my little heart is like, don't say it out loud, Georgina, because you'll put people off. The reality is, it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to be committed. You've got to make your like self-love, your self-mastery, you've got to prioritize yourself every single day. You can't just pick it up every now and then. Oh, hey, Michelle. We do need a fucking t-shirt. Any t-shirt. What was our t-shirt going to be? Fuck your guides. So the Beautiful Earth Oracle and I we have decided we're gonna do merch, because when we talk to each other, we come out with such amazing quotes. And one of them was when we were ranting in Dishoom at King's Cross a few months ago, talking about people who like go, and my guides are telling me it's coming through now. It's coming. My guides want you to know. And I was like, fuck your guides. We were both just sitting there going, fuck your guides. I want to know what you think. So that's going to be one of our t-shirts. Sign up now for merch. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a quick fix. And the thing is, I used to market myself in a way as a quick fix because I was very aware that when people get into my orbit, things shift real fucking fast for them. Things really do move fast when you're in my world because that's just my energetic imprint. It's my passion. When people are in my world, I'm like, yes, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, right? And that energy in and of itself and the activation of saying yes to do this work with me, very much, it like catalyzes people and shit does change real quick. And then there's the contraction. Whenever we have this rapid expansion, this rapid growth, and yes, we might feel like, oh my God, everything's changing. And then we go, oh fuck, everything's changing. And we immediately contract. And it's just what happens. So firstly, don't be so fucking hard on yourself when it does happen. And secondly, let yourself ride that wave. Let yourself be okay with the contraction, but don't hold on to it. Don't let yourself become the contraction because you're so much more than that. Get yourself the support that you want, the support that you fucking need in order to get you to where you want to go. There's no shame in having people support you and help you get to where you want to go, whether it's mentoring, energy work, or a fucking housekeeper. If you need someone in your life who's going to help you create the space and the mindset and the heart strength to get you to where you want to go, just fucking do it. Like, stop making excuses and just fucking do it. And you have to commit. You have to commit. Time and time again, I would... and trust me, as a fire constitutional factor... expand, contract, up, down, right? Like, that's kind of my natural state of being if I'm not really mindful about being in my body and really having mindful practices about being in my body, being with myself, being anchored into my heart. So I am very aware I have those tendencies. I'm also a manifesting generator. So I have surges of energy and then I have periods where I just want to rest. I'm also a 6'2" in human design. So I'm I want to be on the stage and I want all eyes on me. And then I want to fucking hide in my little hermit shell for a little bit, okay? So pretty much every part of every chart you look at in my life is going to tell you sometimes I'm really fucking on and sometimes I'm just not so on, right? And I've learnt over over decades. I'm 39 now, okay? I've had decades of practice with this because I've been doing this work for a long time. Even before I was a coach, even before I was doing energy work, I was doing the work of self-development without even knowing. It's just who I've always been without even realizing it was a fucking thing. Before I knew self-development existed, I was self-developing, okay? So I am very aware that this is just who I am. On an identity level, it is pretty much impossible for me to not grow. I don't know how to not do what I do, and I don't mean that in I don't know how to stop. I just mean it's just so natural for me to crave growth, and it's so natural for the people who come into my world as well. That often it's less about catalyzing them into growth these days and more about really helping them see where they are already the person that they set out to become quite a long time ago. They set out to become the person they are right now. And now it's about, oh shit, yeah, I am that person. So if I don't have to try to be this person anymore and I just am, what does that mean? What can I stop chasing? What isn't actually valuable to me anymore? Who doesn't resonate with me in my life? What behaviors, what thoughts, what belief patterns don't fit the person that I am anymore? And what can I just let go of? And so for me, there's been quite a few of those identity clicks over the last few days. I don't know what's going on astrologically, but it's usually something to do with that. People will be like, oh, it's because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't actually need to know the astrology because I'm a tuning fork to the universe. Bing! So for me, there's been a lot of clicks on an identity level, like, you know, in terms of like how I treat my fitness. The fact that I realized the other day I was sitting on the couch, we were watching The Ultimate Fighter, my boyfriend and I was, if you're not familiar with it, this is like MMA. I don't train MMA, I train Muay Thai, but I like watching The Ultimate Fighter because you see them on their journey, right? And so I was watching The Ultimate Fighter and I was just like, I've done a cage fight. And I said to my boyfriend, I was like, I've done two fights. Like, 2 actual fights. One in a boxing ring and one in a fucking cage. Huh. Right? I was like, oh yeah. Actually, I'm a fighter, aren't I? Like, I always think of myself in the gym like I'm still a beginner or whatever. And my trainer's like, gee, you're not a beginner anymore. Like, you've done fights, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, but because I always want to be better and better, and I can always see the next level. I can always see where I can progress. And I love to be in the company of people who are really dedicated to their growth. So I can always see that there's another level, there's more progression, there's somewhere else that I can go. And that is very exciting. And I think this is probably the key piece that I really love for you to take away from this meandering, knolly sound bath. Which is, there's always going to be somewhere else to go. And there's always going to be something else to progress and grow into. And where you are right now is fucking perfect and divine and sacred is the word that's coming through. This moment, this body, this particular fragment of time on this timeline, in this reality, where you are right now, if you can be in deep gratitude and appreciation and really just drink in this moment and all that you've become through all the work that you've done, then you'll be unstoppable. You don't have to stop the quest for more. You don't have to stop the quest for growth, because people like you and I, we never will. It is just inherent. It's part of who we are. And please live your life today. You don't have to wait for more money in the bank, more clients on your roster, more commissions for your artwork, a different body shape. You don't have to wait. You can start being that person right now, today. I can see comments. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, Michelle, I love you. My sacral sister. Hey, Sarah, good morning. Oh, hey, Heather. Hot stuff. I'm speaking to your soul. Amazing. Currently eating nachos in bed in my dressing gown. Right? Seriously though, Ishtar. Like, it is. It's all perfect. So that was it really. I just wanted to come on and break the seal because I haven't done a live in such a long time, and I started to get a little bit perfectionisty in a way, I guess. Or a little bit like, It's interesting because I started to question, if I don't know what I'm going to say, then what's the point? You know, like, but a lot of the time when I come and do a live stream or record a podcast, it's for me. You know, like, I come and have these conversations and I speak it out loud because I'm integrating something. I'm moving something. I'm finding the final pieces of the thoughts and allowing clarity to drop in. Can I show you? I can show you Heinz, yes. If I can move without revealing my ass and my vagina to you in these tiny shorts, then I will absolutely show you Heinz. In fact, why not? Just give you the full reveal. Stay tuned. But yeah, this is me reminding myself to not, things don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be polished. And actually, it's really not my mission in this life to to try and convince you that you have to be any other way than you. And you don't have to say anything groundbreakingly, earth-shatteringly special in order to to make what you have to say valuable. You just show up. Just fucking show up. Stop hiding. One of the most beautiful things that I've experienced as we're deeper into the content incubator is seeing these women just showing up, just getting out of their fucking heads, showing up, you know, whether it's just like with a funny quip and a meme or a beautiful picture of them or some profound deep thoughts or reels that are sharing energy work, whatever it is. I'm just so fucking fed up. I don't want to see perfection on my Instagram feed. I don't want to look like everyone else on my Insta feed. I don't want to talk about the same shit everyone else is talking about. So I've actually stopped watching a lot of people's stories. You know, even people that I work with as mentors or coaches, I've just stopped following, not stopped following them, but I've stopped like consuming their stories and stuff like that because I needed to drop more deeply into remembering that I've got a potent as fuck vocal transmission. Like when I speak, shit changes for people. And I see it all the time. And with my open centers, with my open head and my open eyes, and all that good stuff, I can very easily pick things up without even knowing I've done it. So in a way, I'm feeling, you know, loosely, because I don't really like to put this like crazy pressure on myself to show up all the time. Because then I'm like, I don't want to. I'm going to rebel against myself. I don't want to show up all the time. Fuck you. But it's really interesting to me to just notice how even I, you know, the queen of showing up and just seeing what falls out of my face, even I got a little bit into that space of how can I make this valuable? How can I structure this so it makes sense? People don't want to hear what I have to say if I'm just coming on and talking about whatever. And it's like, Georgina, that is literally how you built your business. So don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't be talking about. If your sacral or your authority, whatever that is in human design, if your body and your heart is telling you to go live and talk about whatever, then fucking do it. Do it for you. The moment you stop doing anything, you know, like my training, my fight training, my showing up live, my content creation, the way that I structure my programs, my pricing, the minute I stopped, and I do have to remind myself of this time and time again, so don't think that, you know, I'm sitting here going, I'm fucking robo coach and I'm so perfect. Like, that is not the case. The reason I'm so fucking good at what I do is because, you know, I bump up against shit all the time. Like, I have resistance too, because human as fuck. Hashtag human as fuck. It's going to be one of my t-shirts for sure. It's good to enjoy the moment of our lives. It is very exciting indeed. So go forth, create something magical, do something for you that is completely for you, and notice the difference in the vibration, the difference in how you feel in your life. So many people will lose steam when it comes to content creation because they're doing it in order to make the sale. They're doing it for validation. They're doing it for recognition. They want the likes. They want the shares. They want the comments, blah, 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 blah. And actually, it's when you start doing it for you, the results happen because you're actually in your alignment, in your truth, and you're like juiced up as fuck. But also, it's when the best stuff comes out. It's when the most original stuff comes out because it comes out as you want to say it. And also, you stop giving a fuck about whether people like it or comment or share it. And you become so detached from all of that you're just so in the joy of the delivery of the content. And the reason that I created Brazen and the content incubator is exactly because of that. I said to 2 coaches that I was working with at the time, like, I just love creating content, and genuinely, I don't even I just love it. I just love showing up and talking and sharing bits of my life and like little nuggets of wisdom that come through and just letting them out into the world. Like it just feels so fun for me that even if I was, raking in millions from some kind of crazy investment, I would still do this. I would still show up and randomly drop, nolly nugs because it feels so good to me and because I love it. So the fact that I do this and it gets to help me build my business is just what a fucking bonus. Do what you love. Do what lights you up. Talk about what lights you up. That's it. Go. Enjoy your day. Have an amazing fucking time. I love you.